A very warm good morning to all my dear students. Hopefully you all are well and healthy at your home. In this lockdown period, we got this opportunity to study through these online live classes. So today I will teach you the first chapter of social science, social and political life 3, the Indian Constitution. But before that, I request you all students to open your book, copy, pen, pencil in front of you. We will study the first chapter of the Indian Constitution. But one question in this chapter arises. What is the meaning of Constitution? The Constitution basically is known as usually a written document which contains the rules of governing sovereign state. This chapter starts with a game. Give some example of games name like cricket, hockey, various games. First question arises in this chapter. Discuss with your teachers what do you understand the term constitutive. Provide one example of constitutive rules from your everyday life. Yes. In our mind, first term, the term constitutive means constitutive means fundamental. One example of constitutive rules: a footballer should not touch the ball with his hand. This is a constitutive rules of the football. In the same way, according to rules of football, the ball touches the arms of any player except a goalkeeper, then this is considered a foul. So if players start holding the football in their hands and passing around, and then they are not playing football anymore. Similarly, other games such as hockey, cricket have rules according to which they are played. Each of these rules help define the games, help distinguish one game from another. As these are fundamental to the game, we can also call them the constitutive rules of the game. Like these games, society also constitutive rules. Example is easily given, like a football game have a rules that make it what is and differentiate it from other kinds of societies. In large society, in which different communities of people consensus means agreement, all persons agreement. In modern countries, this consensus is usually available in written form. A written document in which we find such rules is called a constitution. I say that. Explain. Got it? Yes. Next point. It is very crucial and vital. Right now, write down in your copy. Why does a country need a constitution? A society is bound to certain set of rules which makes it what it is and differentiate it from other kinds of societies. These rules in large societies in which different communities of people live together are formulated through consensus. In modern countries, this consensus is usually available in written form. A written document in which we find such rules is known as a constitution. Constitution. The constitution lays certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in. Principles and ideals of a monarchy are quite different from those of a democracy. Therefore, soon after the transition in the governing system in Nepal, the government started the process of making a new constitution of Nepal because the earlier one did not suit their new setup. The country of Nepal needs to change all its constitutive rules in order to usher means exist exist in a new democratic society for which people had struggled for a long period. Today, most countries in the world have a constitution. While all democratic countries are likely to have constitution, it is not necessary that all countries that have a constitution are democratic. The constitution serves several purposes. First, it lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in, and or put another way, a constitution tells us what the fundamental nature of our society is. A country is usually made of different communities of people who share certain beliefs but may not necessarily agree on issues. A constitution helps serve as a set of rules and principles that all persons in a country can agree upon as the basis of the way in which they want the country to be governed. This includes not only the type of government but also an agreement on certain ideals. What is the meaning of ideals? Now write down in your copy. Ideal, a goal or a principle in its most excellent or perfect form. Repeat again. A goal or principle in its most excellent or perfect form, and that they all believe that countries should uphold. In 1934, the Indian National Congress made the demand for a Constituent Assembly during the Second World War. This assertion for an independent Constituent Assembly formed only of Indians gained momentum, and this was convened in December 1946. The photo on page 2 shows and some members of the Constituent Assembly. Between December 1946 and November 1949, the Constituent Assembly drafted a constitution for independent India. Free to shape their destiny at last. After 150 years of British rule, the members of the Constituent Assembly approached this task with the great idealism that the freedom struggle had helped produce. You will read more about the work of the Constituent Assembly later in the chapter. The photo alongside shows Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru addressing the Constituent Assembly. The country of Nepal has witnessed several people's struggle for democracy. There was a people's struggle in 1990 that established democracy that lasted for 12 years until 2002. In October 2002, King Gyanendra sitting the Maoist uprising in the countryside as his region began taking over different aspects of the government within army assistance. The king then finally took over as the head of the government in February 2005. In November 2005, the Maoists joined other political parties to sign a 12-point agreement. This agreement signaled to the large public and imminent return to democracy and peace. In 2006, this People's Movement for Democracy began gaining immense powers. It repeatedly refused the small concession that the king made, and finally in April 2006 the king restored the third parliament and asked the political parties to form a government. In 2007, Nepal adopted an interim constitution. The above photo shows scenes from the People's Movement for Democracy in 2006. Let us try and understand what we mean by this through two contrasting situations in the recent history of Nepal. A country that bordered India on the north. Until quite recently, Nepal was a monarchy. The previous constitution of Nepal, which had been adopted in the 1990, reflected the fact that the final authority rested with the king. The people's movement in Nepal fought for several decades to establish democracy, and in 2006 they finally succeeded in putting an end to the powers of the king. Now the people had to write a new constitution to establish Nepal as a democracy. The reason that they do not want to continue with the previous constitution is because it does not reflect the ideals of the country that they want Nepal to be and that they have fought for. As in the game of football, in which a change in the constitutive rules means constitutional rules will change the game altogether. Nepal, by moving from a monarchy to a democratic government, needs to change all its constitutive rules in order to usher exist in a new society. This is why the people of Nepal are in the process of writing a new constitution for the country. The caption alongside elaborates Nepal's struggle for democracy. Second point, this is pointed out that it is highlighted. The second important purpose of a constitution is to define the nature of a country political system. For example, Nepal's earlier constitution stated that the country was to be ruled by the king and his council of ministers. In countries that have adopted a democratic forms of government or polity, polity, polity. Write down in your meaning, copy. A society that has an organized political structure. A society that has an organized political structure. India is a democratic polity. Polity. The constitution plays a crucial role in laying out certain important guidelines that govern decision making within these societies. Next para. In a democracy, we choose our leaders so that they can exercise power responsibly on our behalf. However, there is always the possibility that these leaders might misuse their authority, and the constitution usually provides safeguards against this. This misuse of authority can result in gross injustice as demonstrated in the constitution, demonstrated in the classroom situation below. This is very short story. Now very carefully listen. Read the following story part and answer the following question. Number 1. Anil, today I am going to report you to Mr. Rao. But what have I done? Ma'am, while you were away, Anil kept talking loudly and disturbing the class. He would not listen to me. Next, Anil, you will have to stay back after school today and write. I will not disobey the class monitor 100 times. But, ma'am, I did not do anything. In what way is the class monitor misusing his power? The class monitor used his power by making false complaint about Anil to the class teacher. Anil did not do anything, but the class monitor convinced the teacher that he was talking loudly during her absence. The teacher got annoyed and punished Anil. In democratic societies, the constitution often lays down rules that guard against this misuse of power by our political leaders. In the case of Indian Constitution, about which you will read about more in chapter, many of these rules are contained in the section of the fundamental right. Do you recall the chapter on Dalit writer Om Prakash Valmiki experience in school life, school from class 7 book? In that chapter, we talked about the discrimination Om Prakash faced because he was a Dalit. You read about how the Indian Constitution guarantees the right to equality all persons and says that no citizen can be discriminated against on the grounds of religion, race, caste, gender and place of birth. The right to equality is one of the fundamental granted by the Indian Constitution. Now write down some important question. In which of the following situation is a minister misusing his power? A. Refuse to sanction a project of his ministry for sound technical reason. B. Threatens to send his security staff to rough his neighbors. C. Call up the police station asking them not to register a complaint that is likely to be filed against his relatives. Answer. Now write down. The minister misused his power in the following situation. B. Threatened to send his security staff to rough his neighbor. C. Call up the police station asking them not to register a complaint that is likely to be filed against his relatives. Another important function that a constitution play in a democracy is to ensure that a dominant group does not use its power against other less powerful people or groups. The storyboard below the demonstrate one such situation in the classroom. Now look at the picture. Game period is about the beginning. Let's play basketball today for a change. No, we will play cricket. The teacher decide to settle the problem with a show of hands. We always have to do what the boys want because they are in a majority. Ma'am should think of another way to make decision so that our wishes are to also heard. Obviously there are more boys in the class. Who is in a minority in the above storyboard? In what way is this minority being dominated by the decision taken by the majority? Girls are in minority, the majority imposes its will on the minority. Finally, girls to do what the boys want. Next vital topic comes. Such unhealthy situation can occur democratic societies too, where a majority can continuously enforce decisions that exclude minorities, go against their interest. As the above storyboard illustrates, every society is prone means eager, willing to this tyranny. What is the meaning of tyranny? Tyrany. Write down this meaning. The cruel and unjust use of power. The cruel and unjust use of power or authority. Of majority, the constitution usually contains rules that ensure that minorities are not excluded from anything that is the routinely routinely available to the majority. Another reason why we have a constitution precisely precisely to prevent this tyranny or domination by the majority of a minority. This can refer to one community dominating another, inter-community domination, or members of one community dominating others within the same, or intra-community domination. Third significant reason why we need a constitution is to save us from ourselves. This may sound strange but what is meant by this is that we might at times feel strongly about an issue that might go against our larger interest, and the constitution helps us guard against this. Look at the storyboard below to understand this better. Now look at this picture. Number 1, Shabnam is in a fix. She was a decision to make. I have 2 chapters left to revise for tomorrow test, but it's time for my favorite TV program. I am dying to watch it, but If I do that, I would not have time to finish my revision. Sabnam, why are you looking too worried? So worried. I want to watch this TV program, but I have a test tomorrow. If you all watch TV, I will also want to watch. I have an idea. Watch. If no one watch TV tonight, then I may not be tempted. Tempted. TEMPTD. Next, it's a good thing I did not watch TV. There are so many questions from the test from the last two chapters. In this picture, one question arises: why was Sabnam happy that she had not watched TV? What would you have done in the similar situation? Instead of answer, instead of watching her favorite TV program, Shabnam used that time in the revising two chapters for the test. As a result, she did excellent in the test because many questions were from those two chapters. Therefore, she was very happy. If I were in place of Shabnam, I would have done the same. Thank you.